Usually when I say good morning, people say good morning back. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, fantastic. My name is Senator Tony Strickland, and I want to thank each and every one of you for taking time to be with us this morning on this important bill that we have moved forward in the legislature. Today's President's Day, and I thought it would be a very fitting bill introduction press conference to introduce my bill, that's Senate Bill 963, that would it would enact a statue of Ronald Reagan in the Capitol grounds in the Capitol building in Sacramento. Now, as someone who served in Sacramento for over 12 years, I walk around the Capitol very frequently with my kids, and I don't see a statue of Ronald Reagan. In fact, the only thing I see of Ronald Reagan really is a portrait of all the governors, past governors. But Ronald Reagan should have a special place in our hearts, especially here in California. And I tell my kids all the time that, you know, one person can make a difference in your life. And people ask me all the time why I'm involved. And it's because of people like Ronald Reagan who left a legacy. Think about what this world would be without Ronald Reagan. We'd still probably have a wall up in Berlin. We'd still probably be fighting communism. And we wouldn't have the expansion of growth in our economy without Ronald Reagan. And I think it's essential that we all remember history. And the best way of doing that is by reminding people of the greatness that one person made in his life. And so my goal in this bill is that we pass this bill and bring up this statue on his 100th birthday. I think nothing would be better for Nancy Reagan, nothing would be better for the Reagan family, but also a reminder to all Californians how special this president was. We're very lucky that we've actually lived in a lifetime of greatness. There's very few, you know, Ronald Reagan comes once in a generation, and we just need to remind our children and our grandchildren. And I will be reminding my kids and my grandkids of my special moment that I got to meet Ronald Reagan. But more importantly, he inspired so many people to get active and involved in government service. I got involved, and people ask me why I got involved in politics. My dad was a career military soldier, wasn't active politically, he was a drill sergeant, and I was given an assignment to be Ronald Reagan in 4th grade during the 1980 presidential race. And I got to give a speech for Ronald Reagan, and incidentally, he won that election in our classroom. And I told my parents, who were not politically active, I said, I want to get involved because of Ronald Reagan. And they thought I was crazy, but they dropped me off at the headquarters of a gentleman by the name of Tom McClintock, and I got to work on his first campaign. The rest is history. Ronald Reagan inspired millions of people around the globe, and we as Californians need to be proud of our only governor to become president of the United States. And I think this is a fitting tribute to a great man. And I'm urging all my colleagues in the legislature to pass this bill, and so we can have this statue up for Ronald Reagan's 100th birthday. Next to speak in support is Andrew Coffin. Andrew is president or chairman or president of the Reagan Ranch, and he's done a remarkable job at preserving Ronald Reagan's legacy. And with that, I would like to introduce Andrew for a few comments.
Well, it's a pleasure to be able to welcome Senator Strickland and all of you here to the Reagan Ranch Center today, and I just have some brief remarks to share with you in support of this bill. It is a privilege to be able to support Senator Strickland in his effort to erect a statue of Ronald Reagan at our state capitol, representing a district that is truly in the heart of Reagan country, encompassing both the Reagan Library in Simi Valley and Rancho del Cielo, the Reagan Ranch here in Santa Barbara. It is certainly fitting that it would be Tony who proposed this bill. Ronald Reagan, of course, would have never sought such an honor for himself. He famously kept a sign in the Oval Office that read, "It is surprising what you can accomplish when no one is concerned about who gets the credit." And this is a motto that I think truly defines his public service. And yet Ronald Reagan had an uncanny ability to inspire the American people. His commitment to principle, his love for this great nation, his ability to help the world again see America as that shining city upon a hill. These qualities inspired a nation and do so still. And thus, while Ronald Reagan himself may have shied away from this great honor, I believe it is a vital way for this state to keep the legacy alive as we approach the 100th anniversary of Ronald Reagan's birth. Ronald Reagan also used to say that freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. Here at his beloved Santa Barbara Ranch, we are convinced that Reagan's ideas and values still speak powerfully to the issues that threaten the American way of life today. And we're thrilled to support an effort that will help our state not only honor the accomplishments of a great man, but remember and cherish the commitment to freedom that defined Ronald Reagan's public life. And so I and my colleagues heartily support Tony in this effort, and let me also just mention that I think it is absolutely critical to the success of this bill, and really in principle the way Tony's going about it, in that it is fully funded, I believe, by private donations, not by state funds, and I think that's something that Ronald Reagan truly would have appreciated. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.